Golem can provide some challenges, but it has a lot of weaknesses that we can exploit. First of all, this thing is very good physically, both defensively and offensively, so we want to make sure our physical defense is good. Our special defense does not matter, which is why we can use the Blastoise. It does do 2 self-cleanses at 95 and 30% HP, but we're not going to be reducing its stats. We are instead going to be increasing our stats, and it doesn't do any player cleanses, so there's no cleanses we have to worry about. It is going to reduce our Tera Orb charge at 45% time, but most of the time you're not going to have to worry about that either. It's going to use our defense at 29% HP. Everything we're using is a special attacker, so we don't care. The one thing we do have to worry about on some of these builds is the extra Stone Edge it's going to hit us with at 85% HP, but once we get past that, we're in the clear. Now I have 4 builds up here for you, just because if I'm being completely honest with you with no nonsense, Slowbro is going to be the best here. Everybody knows how to use a Slowbro, okay? Just go to +6 defense, plus special attack, and go after it with the stored powers, okay? But let's move on to the 3 builds we are going to be using in this video. We're going to be using Sinistcha, Blastoise, and Grimmsnarl. Sinistcha is probably the safest of these 3. Now, if the Golem is a ground Tera type or a rock Tera type, then I definitely recommend using Sinistcha because it takes the least damage. I think Blastoise and Grimmsnarl are going to be good enough here that they'll win more than 90% of the time if you do everything right. Obviously, Blastoise gets a shell build just because it doesn't get a draining move, but Grimmsnarl and Sinistcha get draining moves, so they don't need it. They can just get the Metronome to assist it in doing more damage in the spam. There is some versatility to these builds. Sinistcha can be a grass type and still work just fine, and both Blastoise and Grimmsnarl can be stellar types, and that'll work just fine. Sinistcha's turn order is going to be very simple. If you know how to use Slowbro, just apply what you know about Slowbro to Sinistcha. All you need to know is that its damaging move is also a healing move, right? We're using Giga Drain here. You can use Matcha Gotcha. It's completely unnecessary in this raid because Sinistcha takes very little damage. You're just going to be using Iron Defense at first, get to +4, then use Nasty Plot to get to +6, and then you're just going to use Giga Drain until you can Terastallize. Once you can Terastallize and you're at +6, you're just going to turbo spam Giga Drain until it's over. It's really that simple. You do want to maintain above 55% in the beginning of the raid, particularly before you get to 85% HP, because that's how much a crit adamant Stone Edge is going to do to you. If it's a rock Tera type, then you're looking at about 74%. So that one turn at 85% HP is a bit of a threat, but other than that, you should be fine. Grimmsnarl probably has the simplest turn order. We're not doing anything to increase our defense, but once we're at +6, it's going to be impossible for Golem to do enough damage to ruin our turbo spam. So keep in mind that max damage is going to be from 71% from either Earthquake or Stone Edge, and we are taking 2 hits on that one turn at 85%. If we get crit, we are going to faint. Don't panic, just come back, get to +6, and then spam Draining Kiss. You get to +6 and you spam Draining Kiss. You're going to have to use Draining Kiss at any point if you get below 50% HP. Aside from that, anytime you're choosing a move and you're above 50%, use Nasty Plot if you're not at +6. Once you're at +6, spam Draining Kiss, Terastallize, turbo spam Draining Kiss until the raid's over. That's it. Easy. Blastoise is going to be doing a 7-turn setup. You're simply going to be using Iron Defense 3 times, Shell Smash 3 times, Rain Dance once, and then you're going to spam Surf until you can Terastallize. Then you can Terastallize and continue spamming Surf. If there's something else you want to be doing on your computer or whatever, you can just leave the turbo spam on, or you can keep the Rain Dance up. That'll make the raid end a little bit faster. Just keep in mind the damage ranges. I don't recommend using this against a ground or rock type. You're looking at a max damage of 54.9% from an Earthquake or the Stone Edge that you could take at 85% HP. That's a critical hit from an adamant Golem. If you get under that while you're setting up, you may want to fire off a couple Surfs just to keep yourself safe. Now, typical damage you're going to be taking is more like 15% from Earthquake, and that's pretty much it. If you want more details about how to beat this raid, then go ahead and click on this uncut video right here of me using all of the builds we just talked about. But aside from that, I'm out.